This video is going to make you look good the next time you have to speak in front of people. What's up, guys? I'm Clark from ClarkKegley.com, and I wanted to take this time today to talk about something that ranks on the top 10 fears most people have. What do you think those top 10 fears are? What do you think's the highest up there? Is it spiders? Might be. Is it claustrophobia? Might be. Heights? Might be. One that ranks higher than even death itself, and all those we just mentioned, public speaking. 3/4 of people report some fear of public speaking. Speaking in front of people. 75% of people would rather get bit by a spider in a small space, really high up, and maybe die, than speak in front of an audience. Now, what's the problem here? Most of us, you and I, we're going to find ourselves at some time or another speaking in front of a group of people. Maybe this is a class. Maybe this is a group of colleagues and we're presenting. Maybe this is a job interview that you have. Maybe it's a toast at an event or a wedding. Whatever it is, you're going to have a time where you have to get up and speak in front of people. And I don't claim myself as a public speaking expert by any means, but I've learned a lot along the way. I've given public speeches in front of audiences of hundreds of people. I've had podcasting where I did public speaking that got millions of downloads. I've done over 500 of these videos that are essentially public speaking, but I still get nervous. Whenever I turn this camera on, there's a bit of nerves that go through me. Whenever I get up on stage, there's still those nerves that come. You're still going to be nervous. You can't get rid of it completely, but you can reduce it using these 5 tips. Let's get into them now. Tip number 1, a lot of times we get nervous when we speak in front of people because we're thinking of it as you speaking to 500 people. That's not the case. What you're really doing is speaking to one person 500 times. Every single one of those people is just a person-to-person interaction. If you could talk to them one-on-one, you can talk to them in a group of 500. Tip number 2, slow down. The average speaking pace is around 110 to 150 words per minute. Now, most people when they get on stage, they go off. They go 200, 300 words per minute. I mean, it's nuts. I was taking a public speaking course in university, and that was the #1 thing. The professor had us film ourselves and then look at speaking paces, and it was insane. People would get up there and it was like they were Roger Rabbit giving a presentation. Blah, blah, blah. Slow down, take a few deep breaths before you go on. You're not in a race against the clock, and if you are, then you have too much information. Simplify it. Take a few deep breaths. It's going to be okay. Try and minimize the caffeine you have before you go on. I find that tends to make me really double or triple pace whatever it is I'm talking about. So minimize caffeine, take a few deep breaths, try and get that sweet spot of 110 to 150 words per minute, and you'll be all set. Point number 3, structure. What this does is when you get up there and say, I want to give you the 3 things I'm talking about today, give them a little bit of a preview of it, it's going to give your audience benchmarks to hit. Every time you hit these benchmarks, they're going to feel like they're making progress in your speech, which is going to make them more engaged. Don't go up there and say the 34 things I'm talking about today is. That's overwhelming. Say, anywhere from 3 to 7 things is a good number to talk about. Point number 4, act as if. Why do we get nervous? I'm willing to bet it's because you and I picture things going wrong, going poorly, getting laughed off the stage, or getting rejected at a date. Not getting the interview job, saying we're underqualified, whatever it is, we're getting nervous because we really want the outcome and we see it going bad in our mind. Flip that right now. See it going better than it is. Get excited about the possibility. What if you went into the job interview thinking you already had the job? Not being cocky, but that sense of confidence. That makes you way less nervous, doesn't it? What if you went on the date thinking the person was already going to love you? Way less nervous. What if you got on stage thinking about the people who would come up to you after and say, great speech, phenomenal speech, I learned a lot. Picture things going well, project that in your mind before you go on or give that speech, and that'll really help combat those kind of automatic negative thoughts that's totally normal that we all have before we speak. Point number 5, one book I absolutely love is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I believe it came out in the 40s. This is the book that Warren Buffett says is one of the best investments he made of all time. Billionaire, runs Berkshire Hathaway. Other great resources, feel free to flip through this channel. I'll link up some videos on confidence and communication that we've gone over if you like these tips and you want more of them. That's it. Those are my top 5 tips for how to not get nervous speaking in front of people. If you like this video, thank you. Give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not on this channel already. Also, leave a comment with your best tip. How do you get over being nervous speaking in front of people? When is a time you maybe crushed it and did a good job so others can learn too? Post that in the comments down below. So if you want to know how to structure your next speech, I have a bonus in a book I put out called the YouTube Success Formula. Now this is specifically for YouTube, yes, but I believe these tips, there's 31 in there plus a bonus 17, go for anything, even speaking. When you download it, you'll get exclusive, kind of behind the scenes look at an outline that I use to film all these videos. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, best of luck with your public speaking gigs, and I will see you soon. Stop settling, start living. See you later.